The path to Next Generation 911 runs through GIS. That's no different than any other program that you use on your smart device, such as a rideshare program or getting a pizza delivered. 911 today doesn't work that way. What 911 does today is uses old systems to locate where you're at based upon landline calling.
GIS, or Geographic Information Systems, manage, analyze, and map data. GIS connects data to a map, integrating location data with descriptive information. When local GIS data is inaccurate, it can cause issues with routing 911 calls to the appropriate PSAP, dispatching errors, and can even affect operations with local governments and their citizens. This is why the preparation of public safety grade GIS data is critical. Public safety grade GIS data represents data that is beyond 98% accurate and complete. GIS data standards for Next Generation 911, routing of 911 calls to the appropriate destinations, and so much more.
It is very important for you to take action now. Take advantage of grant funding that we have available. Take advantage of the standards and the practices and the training that we're providing in order to ensure that your local GIS data meets the standard.
So, Secretary of Public Safety is paramount. It's a core function of the state. We can be more efficient as a community, as a city, as a state, as a town, with all of our valuable resources when we know which resources to use.
What has your experience been with the improper routing of 911 calls?
We get exposed to these probably on a daily basis, and what takes place is that calls come in and we're getting routed, and it may be in a different part of town or a different part of the county. Some have same street names, some road names, street to road, different situations like that. You know, in this business, and well as it's in the police officers or the sheriff's office, you know, time is of the essence. So it's very imperative that we have the right information the first time around, so that way we're not having to scramble to figure out if it's on the north, east, southwest part of the town, city, or county.
So I have a unique perspective because I did 23 years in law enforcement before I became a county commissioner. So I really got to see firsthand what a difference it makes in call routing whenever you receive those calls. As a police officer, that is probably the most important thing when responding to a call, is to properly plan for not only where you're going to park, how you're going to approach, where the location is, and to make sure that you're receiving accurate information is extremely important. And so when you don't have the right information or it's missing, it can literally mean the life and death of an officer or those you're responding to.
With the county lines being so close, some of those calls are coming across to us that should be routed to other EMS agencies.
How does the misrouting of 911 calls affect response times?
So, Secretary of Public Safety is paramount. It's a core function of the state. And when we have rerouting of 911 has been routed to a different location, we are talking seconds, minutes, and lives. And it is paramount that we all come on board to be the most efficient.
The response time, like I said before, time is of the essence. And whether it's a domestic violence call or an injured person call or something like that, every second counts. So by going this route and have everything updated and true information every single time should short it down quite a bit.
What role does GIS play in all of this?
Well, my understanding of GIS is it pinpoints you where you're at. Everybody will have a unique spot on this earth of where they are, and it will be able to find them. And it won't matter if you get mail from this town or live in this county or your phone comes from here, you're located here, and everybody will be able to zero in on it. That's what I hope the goal of all this is.
Well, the dispatchers, they depend on this GIS just like we depend on the dispatchers to guide us and lead us in the right direction. This plays a huge role in every aspect, whether it is the county government, whether it's through the police department, sheriff's department, highway patrol, light horse, doesn't matter. We all utilize and depend on this accurate information to get us to where we need to be in a timely manner.
Has there ever been a time when your team was unable to dispatch a response team to the appropriate location?
We've had a couple that way, and it may be 2 or 3 houses down from where we need to be, or maybe a street or 2 away from where we need to be. And like I said, time is of the essence, and everything that rolls into that, whether it's a medical or a emergency call or just a missing dog or something like that. The citizens of the county and of the cities that we are responsible to, they are looking for a timely and efficient manner for us to show up and be there on time, if you will, and make sure that we have everything in a duck in a row. So all our ducks are in a row. And if we show up and not in a timely manner or anything like that, then our credibility is questioned, like their call is not as important as anybody else's.
Yes, there's been times when calls have been dropped with poor cell phone service, instances where they're only getting tower location. There was a hunter in Grant County that was from out of state, unfamiliar with the area. He fell out of his tree stand and shot himself in the foot and was needing EMS services and was unable to provide the information to the dispatchers, as well as the location information was not populating at the dispatch center. So through a long process, they were able to finally contact the landowner and get the information, and were able to get those responders to that scene, but it was a extended period of time before they were able to make their response.
What role does GIS play in all of this?
The most accurate GIS data, the owner was not familiar with the area. He could not provide an address, but being able to have the updated GIS data along with location services on the newer cell phones, smartphones, that would help for better call routing and would increase the chances that it would give accurate or at least a close enough response area that those departments could respond without having to chase that rabbit down a hole.
Which departments in your organization use GIS?
I really can't tell you that there's a department that's not touched by it in some way or another. So we have really emphasized the use of GIS information at Cleveland County. And for us as commissioners, for example, we're able to locate and document where all the critical infrastructure within the county is. So for us, whether it's a stop sign, it's a culvert, it's a utility, it gives us accurate and up-to-date information as we make those decisions day to day on road projects. So for us, it's extremely important. The other departments within Cleveland County, from our court clerk to our treasurer's office to our assessor, all use GIS information as well on a daily basis. And the more enhanced that is, the more that we put into it to making sure that we have an accurate and up-to-date system, the better it is for all the parties that use it.
Well, you have your assessor. They use it. Your county commissioners use it. Their road foremen can use it. Sheriff's office, municipalities can use it. There's a multitude of people that can use it. On a limited basis, I would imagine your construction crews and road crews, ODOT, could use it. So that way, communication is open.
Sure. Why is GIS important to local, state, and federal governments?
Oklahoma is poised right now to be able to modernize the GIS data, that we are able to, with 100% support from all of our towns, communities, cities, counties, can build together, and the ability of what this data can do is really infinite at this time. I mean, it goes beyond how we can respond and build better communities. It's an economic driver as well as it is public safety. Where we know where things are, where we find those holes, this can extend all sorts of resources and opportunities. So the state is poised now. Grant funding is available to be able to buy into this system through our grant funding, where we can use it in all different departments, from our commerce departments, besides all of the public safety agencies, our conservation. It's infinite, truly. And recognize now that we are able to follow the other states. So we aren't creating new systems. We're learning from where their systems were, stand on their shoulders, and we're poised to make it the example.
You know, the fact of the matter is that this is so important, not only to law enforcement, but to the citizens of the state of Oklahoma, that it's a no-brainer. You know, we need to do this. We need to move forward, and everybody needs to be on board. The Oklahoma Sheriff's Association supports it 100%. I am a board member of that. When I presented it last week, everybody voted in favor to support it, and understands and knows the need that we need to move forward with this. And plus, it's 100% paid for. So it's not costing any counties any money, which is great, but it is a grant.
This is why the state of Oklahoma has made GIS data readiness a top priority for all locations within the state. It is our duty to protect citizens in every way possible, and that includes through the use of enhanced GIS data. We have created tools to help you accomplish this mission, including the Oklahoma GIS Data Standard, the GIS Data Toolkit, grant funding opportunities, and training resources. Details about the GIS standards, available resources, and fundings can be found at www.ok.gov/911. We hope you take advantage of these tools to create safer, more efficient communities through GIS.